Samsung's next big flagship might be dropping way sooner than anyone expected, and the leaks have finally stopped messing around. After months of confusion, mixed signals, and ridiculous launch date rumors, we now have the clearest timeline yet for the Galaxy S26 series. And trust me, it's nothing like what the early leaks had people panicking about. For weeks, the internet was convinced the S26 lineup would slip all the way to March 2026, which would have been Samsung's biggest delay in years. But now, the most credible insiders are pointing to a much earlier, much more realistic launch window, and if this holds, Samsung is lining up one of its cleanest flagship releases in recent memory. To put that into perspective, the S25 lineup dropped on January 22nd, with sales starting in early February. And since January 22nd, 2026 falls on a Thursday, Samsung might push the event to the following week, likely the 27th, 28th, or maybe even the 29th. If they go that route, the phones could start hitting shelves as early as February 10th. Way better than the whole March delay panic the earlier leaks were throwing at us. There was a rumor about a late February event in San Francisco, but with the newer and much stronger information, that's looking a lot less likely now. Now, the lineup itself was another topic that confused a lot of people. There was this weird rumor that Samsung might rename the base model to S26 Pro. Yeah, that's gone. The trio is staying exactly how everyone expects: Galaxy S26, S26 Plus, and S26 Ultra. What's missing from the party is the S26 Edge. The S25 Edge already had a delayed and messy launch, and this year's model might follow the same late release pattern. Or might not launch at all if the sales numbers didn't impress Samsung. Some leakers think it's still coming, just not with the main lineup. Others say it's quietly getting canned. Classic Samsung chaos. As for upgrades, this is where things get interesting, but in a don't expect too much kind of way. The regular S26 is rumored to get a slightly bigger 4,300 mAh battery, faster wireless charging, and support for Qi 2. Both the S26 and S26 Plus might also get a refreshed design, with Samsung experimenting with a new camera layout. And yes, the chip split is back on the table: Exynos 2600 for some markets, Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for others. Not shocking, but definitely something people will have opinions about. Camera improvements seem mostly like small refinements, but the biggest noticeable upgrade could be a new telephoto sensor to boost low-light zoom. The real story this year might actually be Samsung's AI push, new generative AI features, maybe new partnerships. Basically Samsung trying to flex in the post-Galaxy AI world. For now though, the details are still foggy. And of course, the most hyped member of the family, the S26 Ultra. Based on what's leaked so far, this thing is shaping up to be the classic Ultra does Ultra things device. We're talking a 6.9-inch QHD plus AMOLED panel, 120Hz adaptive refresh, and upgraded anti-reflective glass with Samsung's new Flex Magic Tech. Most regions will get the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy, though Exynos might still show up in a few places. RAM is expected at 12 or 16 gigs, and storage options should go from 256 GB all the way to 1 TB, using UFS 4.0 or maybe even a small bump to 4.1. The rear camera setup sticks with 4 sensors: 200MP main with a bright f1.4 lens, 50MP ultra-wide, 12MP 3x telephoto, 50MP 5x periscope. Selfie camera stays simple at 12MP. Battery might stay at 5,000 mAh, but there are whispers of a bump to 5,400 mAh. Charging is where Samsung might finally relax the brakes. We could see 60-watt wired charging, up from their usual 45-watt. Wireless charging is still expected at 25-watt, with reverse wireless staying the same. And as you'd expect, the Ultra should ship with Android 16 and One UI 8.5 right out of the box. And yeah, that's where the S26 story stands right now. As we get closer to January, the leaks are only going to get juicier. So if you want to stay ahead of everyone else, you know what to do. I'll be keeping an eye on everything and breaking it down the moment new info drops. Catch you in the next one.